Hello, hello, hello. What is up, everybody? My name is Road Rage Randy, and welcome to another. Oh shit! I'm trying to back out. We don't want to hit anyone. Welcome to another episode of Drive-In with Randy. I am your host, Road Rage Randy, as I already introduced myself. This is episode 13. I would like to say I am very satisfied with how the podcast has been going. What I have to end up doing, God dang it, I done messed up. I'm at a stop sign, no one's behind me, gotta get a toothpick out here. I done messed up. On my way out from work, I can't get one. There's like not enough to where they just come out easy. All right, now we good. All right. On my way out from work, they gave us popcorn. So, there I got it. I got that kernel off. And man, it was actually pretty delicious. As I don't know if you guys know, but I do intermittent fasting, and my eating window, oh baby, this is gonna make for some great noise. I'll tell you that, background noise. But so most of you know, I do intermittent fasting, and my feeding window is from noon until 4. So I just had some popcorn outside my window, but I haven't been feeling too hot the last couple of days, and I think it comes down to not eating enough caloric intake for the amount that I am burning. So, because it's definitely not a nutrition thing. I eat pretty nutritious, but haven't eaten a whole bunch, I don't think, because I've been trying to cut down. I think maybe I just have too much muscle on me now that cutting down is just not gonna work as easily as it did last year. But nonetheless, we'll see how it goes from here. I want to bring up toothpicks. I always keep toothpicks in my car, keep toothpicks in my wallet. As one of my friends knows, I buy a thing of toothpicks. It's like 100 toothpicks. It's like $2, right? It lasts quite a while, but when you can get some for free, you might as well take it, right? So when we go out to eat, we'll be eating at the good old Culver's, and Culver's has toothpicks. Leon Chin has toothpicks, and I'll just grab a handful and put them in my. What the fuck? A bus just stopped in the middle of the intersection. Interesting choice there, but we'll take it. Yeah, I just, free toothpicks, might as well take some. So I always have some in my wallet. I always have some. I have zero idea what that was. I assume some snow flew off my car. But, yeah, I always chew on toothpicks. It kind of started as I bite my nails a lot, so I needed something to kind of distract me a little bit, and we had a red light, baby. I still haven't made a recording of that. I talked about that at the last episode. Ooh, a cop car, too. He's going to follow me onto the highway. But I kind of started chewing these toothpicks to kind of prevent me from chewing my nails, because nails just become painful. Toothpicks, you can at least get away with chewing on a toothpick or two, right? So I chew on toothpicks a lot, pretty obsessively. Not a good addiction, but neither is biting your nails. So doing something to preventative that, man, I got like the butter from the popcorn and the salt on my lips. It tastes so good, unbelievable. My goodness. I don't really have a whole lot to talk about today. I will say I've been I think I already said this, but I'm very happy with how the podcast has been going as far as numbers. I was looking at getting 1,000. I want to say 1,000 for the year, and man, I've only released 4. We're in our first month, and I am halfway to 100. Over halfway. I had 64 views on my first 4 already. So by the time episode 12 here releases, which you guys, I keep repeating myself on this, but what I'm doing is every Monday I'm releasing. Then once I get to like episode 5 or so, I'm probably going to go and pour out an update. It's going to be like, hey, this is your boy Randy coming at you live from my household. I'm now releasing bi-weekly, something like that. So by the time you hear this, it's going to probably be on a bi-weekly basis, Monday and Friday. It's going to be great, and I'm really going to be able to pump out episodes and hope to. I mean, the production is not there. I'll tell you that. But you know, I was reading a lot online, and people are like, if you're trying to come across as like a personality and you don't have a following already, you're gonna have a bad time. Which is exactly what I'm doing. So I don't give a fuck. I'm going for it. We're in the personal journal section. We have our own niche idea. I mean, how many other podcasts are doing it while you're driving? I keep stumbling across this one podcast called like Market While You Drive or something like that. And apparently he makes them while he drives, right? But this is like a podcast, and we're gonna get guests on here. We're gonna have me entertain people. You know, I've had nothing but positive feedback so far. Granted, all my other people that I know at least are co-workers, but you know, make sure you go drop a like on iTunes, and I don't know how rating systems on Google or Spotify. I know I'm on Spotify, iTunes, all that and whatnot. I don't know how that works, but let me discuss to you what's currently going on. So we had a strip of weather where it was like 60, 70 degrees, you know, looking like the summer's coming, right? No, not in Minnesota. It's currently pouring snow. We got probably 2-3 inches of snow on the ground, and it's raining right now. We gotta take it a little slow on the way home, or we're gonna end up like one of these idiots in the snowbank. Not me though. This car trying to race. You not trying to race, buddy. But it's 33 degrees out, so it's kind of like a rain right now, I suppose. Fuck! It just occurred to me. It was payday at work, and I didn't grab my check. And all the supervisor always like, you know, we have this thing called direct deposit. Is that right, dude? Well, if I get paid every Thursday and you offer to me an option to have a live check, you have options here. You have a live check, you have direct deposit, you have paperless. I chose a live check, so I get a live check every Thursday. And every supervisor, when I complain about them not having my checks because, the airplane couldn't make it in on time or something, and we couldn't get the checks out of the air trailer. Okay, but don't come to me and tell me, well, have you heard of this thing called direct deposit? I don't give a fuck about your direct deposit. I was offered an option of live check. That's what I like. I like the feel of a live check in my hand. That's how I am with everything. Airlines. I go flying. I like the feel of a live ticket in my hands. Granted, I had to, on my last 2 trips on the way home, because the hotels didn't offer a free, or they didn't have a computer lab, so I couldn't print my ticket. So I used my phone. It works easy, but I prefer having a live ticket. If I have my phone, it's kind of, what if it dies? Then what the hell am I going to do? Then I have to sit there by a charger to get an appropriate amount of charge in order to get through line. I know You could plan ahead and make sure your phone doesn't die, but Apple products, sometimes it says 30%, and then the next thing you know, your phone is telling you to plug it in. What dies at 30%? You don't see me, a 22-year-old, living 30% of his life just dying randomly, do you? No, not at all. That comes down to the whole... if you guys are unaware of what light bulb conspiracy is, I was introduced to it in a documentary I watched. I believe it's called The Light Bulb Conspiracy. So the whole conspiracy is, back in the day when light bulbs were first invented, they made it so light bulbs could last forever, right? But there was no... this is where it gets into the whole conspiracy side of things. It's like, okay, so say you make a light bulb that lasts forever. Where's the business idea in that? You're not going to be making money. You're going to sell a one forever light bulb. Maybe some idiot comes around. Maybe one of Andrew's kids comes around and pops his head or throws a ball right into the light bulb, and then it's broke. Then you got to buy a new one. Okay, but what about these street lights? These street lights are never going to get hit by anything. They're just going to burn ever. No, it's a terrible business idea. So the conspiracy behind it is they made it so that light bulbs do not last forever. Now, if you know how light bulbs actually work, I believe there's some kind of a gas in there that burns and then the gas runs out. I'm not an expert in it. Don't come talking to me. I'm just it's been a bit since I watched that documentary, but the correct business model would be make something that dies. So how this applies to, say, iPhones is, to an extent, it's true. As the phone gets older and more updates come out for newer phones, say I'm on an iPhone 7 right now, okay? Let's say Apple goes and releases like an iPhone 20, right? Well, they're going to want to kill off the iPhone 7 users, so they're forced into buying an iPhone 20. Now, that is a great model, right? You're always going to have people wanting to buy. Now, the whole idea from it, though, is if you know how computers work, pretty much what happens, I'm no techie. This isn't Tech Talk with Randy. This is Driving with Randy. We ramble and we talk about stupid stuff all the time. This guy is tailgating me with his stupid fluorescent light bulb headlights. Get out of here, bud. We're going to drive even slower just to irritate you even more. But what I was getting at is RAM. Like the RAM in your phone, it's not going to be able to handle the updates that, say, the iPhone 20 is going to be able to handle, because they add more RAM base unit on the iPhone 20 because they know that the software is going to require that amount of RAM. So if I'm rocking like 8 gigabytes of RAM in my phone, I don't know how this shit works. If I'm rocking like 8 gigabytes in my phone, right, and then they give me an update that's just like requiring 9 gigabytes, well, you know what they're going to do? They're going to take the iPhone 20 and they're going to put 16 in it so that it can handle that kind of an update, and so forth and so forth. It comes around to the iPhone 26, and suddenly, now we need 17 gigabytes of RAM, so they're going to shove a 36 in there, or a 32. You get the idea. That's kind of the whole thing on light bulb conspiracy and whatnot. I'm done rambling about that. I want to go over some that I swear to God, I hope I didn't talk about this on another episode. If I did, it's whatever. I mean, this is my show. I get to talk about what I feel like. No one's going to stop me. And I want to talk about me and my friend sat on our computers. You know what? Maybe I rehearsed this, but it just kind of feels like I talked about it. Maybe I'm thinking I kind of rehearsed it. Me and my friend, we sat on our computers, doing what we do, talking to each other. Me playing my video games and whatnot, listening to some music, and it just came to me. I'm like, I need a playlist. What kind of playlist? A super fucking depressing playlist. That kind. The kind that you listen to when you're sad and you want to get even more depressed. So we sat there from like 11 o'clock until probably 1 o'clock, just going through all these depressing songs like Inye, I don't even know. Who can say where the road goes? That song, you know, we got Inye, we got, you know, My Immortal Evanescence, those type of songs. So you had a bad day. I don't even know if that's on there. I'm going to have to turn it on. But what I did was I called this playlist, for when you run out of water, use this to produce tears. And it's like 5 hours of straight depression. Like, this is the type of playlist that you don't want to just go into listening, because it's going to take a turn for the worse. You're gonna come out of that terribly. You know, another song on there, for example, it's a Hawthorne Heights song. I mean, right there, you know, it's going to be kind of depressing. It's the Four Becomes One, which, my God, I'm going to review that song right now. That song is incredibly emotional. So, if you guys don't know who Hawthorne Heights are, they're kind of known for being emo music back in the day, and I still love them. I listen to them to this day, and one of my frequent plays. And they have a song called Four Becomes One. I know the guy's first name. I'm not well aware of his last name. He ended up dying. I don't remember how. He was their screamer, and he ended up dying. So they made this song called Four Becomes One. And my goodness, it sends you on an emotional trip. It's like when 5 becomes 4 and 4 becomes 1. It's not just moving on, it's passing on all the friends we had. You made us laugh. We only cried but once. Something along those lines. I know I suck at singing, but you get that out of me. This truck doesn't know what a fucking Excel. How are you? What? What the? How? I don't. This guy just came from a road closed, and he's what? What? The road's closed, and he's coming from a closed. I don't understand. Anyways, this truck doesn't know what an accelerator is. He's going super slow. I think we were going 10 miles an hour back there in the 40. But yeah. That song, that's on the playlist. It's a great song. I'd say one of Hawthorne Heights' best songs. I kind of switch around between what songs I like. So if you ask me at a given moment, hey Road Rage Randy, what's your favorite song? Yeah, I won't be able to tell you, because, or I would be able to maybe tell you, but then the next day you go, Road Rage Randy, you still jamming to that song? I took a listen to it. I'm like, that song's like 4 days old, man, even though it was like just yesterday. I mean, you get the idea. But we spent so long creating that playlist. I have yet to listen to it because I haven't been in a depressed state. So I'm going to have to listen to it eventually. And man, I kind of want to make it a positive. Like, I want to kind of make it progressively get happier and happier, to the point where it's playing a beautiful song at the end that just gets you pumped up. Like, hey, go take on the world, make $1 million, get happy, get all the friends and soulmates that you're looking for in life. Just make the best out of it, you know, stuff like that. I want the last song on that playlist to be one of those, so you could be like, I just spent 5 hours listening to this depressing music, but now I'm ready to take on the world, and I'm a happy man. I pray I don't have to listen to that anytime soon, but it'll come. Yeah, actually, as I drive a little east, as I drove a little east here, the snow kind of came down a little bit, so we're not dealing with the snow very much anymore, or the rain. Plus, it's hotter over here. It's 34 degrees. We're getting warm, toasty warm. I want to say that's all I have for you guys today. I appreciate you guys tuning in. I need to find a better way to end these podcasts because I kind of just abruptly stopped them. And I know in like 2 episodes ago, maybe I just kept rambling on and on for like 10 minutes after I said goodbye. But we're going to actually call it an end here. It's a pretty decent length podcast. My guess is it's around 18 minutes or so. It's not a bad length. Let me know what you guys think. You guys can follow me on Twitter at Thoughts by Randy. I'd love to hear from all my glorious fans out there. We're gonna have to come up with a name for you guys. Maybe I can just call you guys my passengers. You're all my passengers. Oh, that's what you guys. Yes. So my fans, you guys are my passengers. And then when I have a guest on, I won't call them a passenger. I'll call them my co-pilot because we need to give them a little title. They're dedicating their time out of here. They're riding shotgun. They're going to be giving me some conversation and good content for my podcast. So that's what we're doing. I appreciate you all being fantastic passengers. I'd love to hear from you. Follow me on Twitter. Again, that's Thoughts by Randy, all one word. My name on there is Vostok. You can't miss me. Make sure you slide into my messages. Tell me you're from the podcast so I know who you are because I use my Twitter for a whole bunch of things. I'd love to hear from you guys. And make sure you guys stay tuned for more episodes. Thank you very much for tuning in. Peace.